In the annals of the Roman Empire, few duties were as tense as keeping the peace in Jerusalem during Passover. From my vantage point overlooking the Eastern Gate, I watched the city swell with pilgrims, a sea of simmering resentment and fervent hope. Every year was the same, a powder keg awaiting a spark. This year, the spark arrived on the back of a donkey. We had been monitoring reports of a preacher from Galilee, a man named Jesus, but nothing prepared us for the spectacle that unfolded. It was not a pilgrimage, it was a procession, and it had the distinct feeling of a challenge. My hand instinctively found the hilt of my gladius as the crowd's roar reached our patrol. They were laying cloaks and palm branches on the road, a gesture of honor reserved for royalty. Their shouts of Hosanna and "Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord" echoed off the ancient stones. To my men, this was not religious ecstasy, it was sedition. In a province where Caesar's authority was absolute, the proclamation of any other king was an act of rebellion. I watched the man at the center of it all. He was calm, but the movement he inspired was a direct threat to the order I was sworn to uphold. Later, within the cold stone walls of the garrison, I delivered my report to the prefect. I described the man, the donkey, and the crowd's treasonous declarations. There was no talk of miracles or prophecies, only the cold calculus of Roman administration. A new king had been declared in the heart of Judea. This was a political problem, a military threat that could ignite the entire region. The command was clear: monitor the Galilean and his followers, identify the ringleaders, and be prepared to suppress any uprising with decisive force. The triumphal entry, as his followers called it, was now an official matter of state security. And so, the stage was set for a confrontation that felt both necessary and tragic. This preacher had placed himself on a collision course not with the temple priests, but with the unyielding power of Rome itself. As I looked out over the city that night, the temple gleaming under the moon, I knew this week would be a crucible. It was the beginning of an inevitable clash between two very different kingdoms, a conflict that would etch its outcome into the very heart of history.